Hello everybody, in this video we're taking a look at the new LEGO Star Wars Maze sets. Now over the past few weeks there has been quite a few leaks and reveals, but I thought I'd wait until they're all officially revealed rather than spamming you guys with a bunch of different videos. So let's begin. So we have 8 sets releasing in the month of May, all of which will be coming out May 1st. So let's start off by taking a look at the buildable helmets. Up first we have Jango Fett's helmet. Now this year seems to be the year of Jango Fett, which is a little bit weird considering it's the Revenge of the Sith anniversary. You'd think they would have done this for Attack of the Clones. However, I'm certainly not complaining as it's been years since we've had Jango Fett content, so this is super exciting. So we have a brand new helmet coming out, which contains 616 pieces, and here are the retail prices. So honestly, a pretty decent price per pot ratio, and I think for these helmets, this is one of my favorite ones. I think Jango and Boba definitely have some of the coolest Star Wars helmets and designs, and it's translated really well into this format. Overall, this is a really solid set. I think if you're a big fan of the Star Wars helmets, this would be a must get. Our next set is another helmet. We have Kylo Ren's. This contains a little less pieces with 529. And kind of similar to Jango, we haven't actually seen sequel sets for a while. I think it's been like 7 years or so. And Kylo is probably my favorite thing about those movies. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I did really like Kylo. I think this is another decent helmet. It looks to be another good build. I do wish it was a little bit smoother though on the sides. There's lots of studs showing, but this is probably the best way they could have done it. So another solid helmet for this wave. Now staying on Kylo for a second, we have a new microscale ship. We have Kylo Ren's command shuttle. And kind of similar to me actually really liking Kylo, I think his ship is probably the coolest one from the sequels. It was a really cool design, especially how the wings fold up and down. And I think it looks pretty decent in the microship format. However, it is only 386 pieces, $69.99. It just feels way too expensive for what you get. As well as the actual bodybuilder seems quite small compared to the wings. So even though it is a really cool ship design, I just think this is a little bit too much money. Alright, up next we have a proper playset. We have the new Rebel U-Wing Starfighter. Now this is based on Andor Season 2. Which I am so excited about because Andor is definitely one of the best Star Wars things they've ever made. So we get a brand new U-Wing, which I think looks really good. It contains 594 pieces and not a awful price per pot ratio. It seems pretty much the standard for the new Star Wars sets. I think it's a really great design. The U-Wing looks amazing. Now, unfortunately, it is quite a bit smaller than the original one. But again, for the pieces and the price, I don't think it's too bad. So it's a really great design, and of course, you can fold it. Then we do get a small interior with a cockpit, as well as some spring launchers. And in terms of minifigures, we get a new Cassian, a new Deidre, and K2SO, as well as a tactical agent. Now, although this is a slight downgrade from the original one, I still think it's a really good build with some really great minifigures and a pretty decent price. All right, up next, we have a Brickheads, and we have the Luke Skywalker Rebel Pilot. Now, kind of similar to the helmets, I'm not a big fan of Brickheads in general, but I think some of them look really good, and I think this one looks really good. I think this design translates really well into the Brickheads form. The Rebel helmet looks great, and I love the orange uniform. And of course, it comes with the lightsaber, and it contains 138 pieces. So a decent price per pot ratio. And I think if you're a big fan of Star Wars and Brickheads, this is a great addition to the collection. All right, up next, we have a buildable minifigure. We have Chopper, and it's a really great build and a really great character to get in this format. Previously, we have got R2-D2, and I think the Astromechs translate really well into this format compared with some other buildable figs like Chewbacca and Grogu. So this is another really great build and looks super accurate to all different shows he's appeared in. The set contains 1,039 pieces, and Chopper stands at over 22 centimeters, so about 8.5 inches. It's a really good price per pot ratio as well, and you do also get a small Chopper minifigure. He also has a few features like a fully movable head, as well as you can attach some arms to it, as well as you can attach a wheel as well. So some slightly different posing options, which is always good. Alright, up next we have the main event of the month. We have the new Jango Fett Starship. Now I believe this is the first Jango Fett Starship since like Attack of the Clones original wave. So it's really fantastic to see this once again in LEGO form, as well as seeing the return of Jango Fett himself in minifigure form. So this set is just amazing. It has 2,970 pieces, so a fantastic price per pot ratio. And in terms of dimensions, it's 44 centimeters tall or 39 centimeters wide. So a really good size. And as we can see in the lifestyle pictures, it looks so cool and impressive. And the build is incredible. It's super accurate to the movie. Really great color scheme used. It has all the main details and the shape looks great. So as we can see, it's fully posable. We have it in the flying mode as well as landing mode, where we can open the back door. It also has a fully detailed interior. It looks great from the back as well, and it also includes a seismic charge, which is a really cool attention to detail. And then in terms of minifigures, we do only get 2, but we do get 2 great ones. We get a new Jango. Like I said, this one I think it's been 7 years, maybe 10 years since we last got a minifigure of Jango. And this is by far away my favorite one. The helmet printing, torso and legs look great. He has great arm printing, as well as a new wayfinder. So a super detailed and amazing minifigure, and so great to see again. And we do also get a young Boba, who looks great other than the weird choice with his hairpiece. But obviously as you face print and torso print is all good, it's very easy to fix that. So overall, a really fantastic set. It's an amazing build. Will look so cool on display, as well as it's a great price. and you get an amazing Jango minifigure. So I can see this set being super popular. And there's also a gift for purchase for this set. We get the Camino Training Facility, which comes with 3 clone cadets, which all have amazing printing on them. They have dual model legs and arm printing. So probably some of the most detailed minifigures we've actually gotten in a gift for purchase. And then we do get some Camino training equipment around. This is actually a really great build. I think it's the perfect balance of having an actual good set of good minifigures. But if you do miss out on this, you're not missing out on too much. But it is a nice little addition to the set. And finally, we have the buildable Star Wars logo. So this contains 700 pieces. So the price per pot ratio is pretty good, but the set still feels quite expensive. Now, in terms of the actual build, I think it's really good. The fact that they managed to capture the Star Wars logo and font so perfectly is actually quite impressive. And it's also a very decent size. And I think having this in the center of your Star Wars collection would actually look really cool. And overall, as much as I really like the build itself, I do think with the price, it's just a little bit too expensive. I think this was around £30. It'd be much more appealing. As it stands, it's a little bit too niche for me, where I don't think it's a bad set. Like, I think the actual build looks pretty impressive and good. Just a little bit too overpriced. Alright, but that is it for the May LEGO Star Wars sets. Let me know which ones are your favorites and which ones will you picking up. My favorite is definitely the Jango Fett Starship. It's a really incredible build, but unfortunately just a little bit out of my price range. So I'll be waiting for the cheaper playset one at the end of the year. But yeah, a solid wave. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.